Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy B, and I wanted to do a little something different today. In honor of Black History Month, I wanted to do a video on James Brown. He had quite an interesting life. A lot of stuff that I didn't know about until I did my research. He was actually born in South Carolina with his mom and his dad. Like, really had like little to no money, just growing up as a kind of a normal childhood for like being at the time was in the 30s. Yeah, it was kind of segregated and racism. But like at an early age, James Brown mom left because she was in an abusive situation. Her dad, the James Brown dad used to beat on his mom a lot, so she left at an early age. He didn't really have like a good relationship with his mom. So being that his mom left, James Brown and his dad moved down to Augusta, Georgia. And once he moved down to Augusta, Georgia, his dad used to work a lot. So being that his dad used to work a lot, James Brown used to spend a lot of time with his aunt, and his aunt used to work in a brothel. And if y'all don't know what a brothel is when a lot of gambling, illegal activities, and a lot of worse things go on in the brothel. And so basically, James Brown, when he grew up, he was exposed to so many things that a young child wasn't exposed to. So being that happened, like he grew up just getting in a lot of little trouble here and there, skipping school, and he ended up dropping out of school at an early age. But once he got in his teens, in his early 20s, he started pursuing singing. He ended up joining the band. That's where he got his first big break. And he just basically he had a pretty good career starting off. But of course he had drama, and this stuff that I didn't really know. This is artist by the name of Joe Tex. He was one of the singers that was singing along with James Brown in the early 60s. And him and James Brown actually got into a serious altercation, which led to gunfire because they was arguing over who did a certain dance move first. So him and James Brown was actually had a music beef, which led to James Brown taking this girl, and he made a song about James Brown. So James Brown actually pulled up to the club that Joe Tex was at that night and was firing, like going crazy. And it was also rumored that later on in his career, he was known for not really paying his artists much money. Like he always used to short his artists, and his artists used to complain about that. And there's a lot of other incidents that he got into throughout his life. Like I remember hearing one story about it was people using his bathroom, like his own private bathroom. So he actually found out who did it. No, he didn't find out who did it. He was looking for who did it and pulled up with an actual shotgun. And the shotgun actually fired off in the building, and he ended up going on a long car chase with the police, and he ended up getting a couple years for that. Like he had a very interesting life. A lot of things that I didn't know about, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that people in my age group didn't really know about. But he had a very interesting life. He of course he had like drug addictions and a lot of stuff regarding his spouse, a lot of trouble. His daughter even wrote a book about how it was growing up with him. Like he wasn't all bad, but it's just a lot of things that he done in the media, like drug induced and a whole bunch of other stuff. But it's a lot of great accolades that he's done. He's known as the Godfather of Soul, and he actually influenced the whole funk era, the whole Bootsy Collins, George Clinton. He is a major role in the whole funk era, and I love that, the Parliament and all of that. I love that, and basically he had a career spanning over 50 years, a long career spanning over 50 years. He won Grammys. Like I said, he inspired a whole generation. He just basically, he did with no other musician like has done. Like as far as like, cause he didn't just use his voice. He controlled the stage. He's just a phenomenon. I go back and just look at so many videos and interviews of him, and he's very interesting. Like me growing up, I didn't know nothing about James Brown. He influenced Michael Jackson. He influenced Prince. He influenced Rick James. I can go on and on. So many rappers done sampled his music. Him and Snoop Dogg end up having a a one-on-one sit-down conversation, and he told Snoop Dogg, "Don't you ever cut your hair." Like, he's just so influential. And later on in his life, like, he started having health problems, and his health started declining. And I think it was a few days before he died, he was scheduled to have dentist work on his teeth, but his doctor was like, "Yo, look, you getting sick. You need to go check in with an actual doctor and see what's going on with you." So he ended up checking in with a doctor, and it found out he had pneumonia and he had heart problems. So being his last couple of days, one of his daughters wanted to go visit him, and he was so sharp, and he didn't want nobody to see him in that condition. So he even told his own daughter, like, "No, I don't want you to see him in the condition." And he ended up dying in Christmas of 06. But yeah, that's just a little brief history of him. He had a whole lot of stuff. But what y'all think about this, man? This your boy B. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.